What is going on, YouTube? Brothers and sisters, Johnny Boombad here. I'm out on the street today, my city, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This here is just a downtown city, Central Park. That I could sit and chill, listen to music, watch traffic, maybe come across another soul, have a little bit of conversation. Living downtown Central. Kind of been drained. I got overtrained, drained from being overtrained. Went into physical, I guess, emotional fatigue. Kind of running off restless energy. Number of factors I guess we could include there. I guess once I got laid off there, I really started training severely heavy, severely hard. I did notice a lot of times I felt weaker in the gym, but it was my mentality that was pushing me through and getting me into the heavier weights, not my actual physical strength. It's a difficult thing to understand, but I mean, even when you're in an overtrained state, mentally you can push heavier weights. And the problem is when you get to that point, it ends up wreaking a lot more havoc on your nervous system. So when your nervous system is shot, eventually emotionally you start getting a little bit weird, wonky, things seem out of control. And then, you know, being a caffeine junkie that I am, you actually end up getting through the day and you're severely tired, but you're wired at the same time. And your body doesn't really know what to do. Do I sleep? Do I stay up? And then for me, I start going into panic mode, because really my body at that point, I don't think it knows what's going on. My mind doesn't know what's going on. And you sit and you try to rationalize, but all you can really do is sit in this deep, dark sorrow of non-movement and quiet chaos. The worst thing you can do in that situation is further self-destruct by getting into a bad habit, drinking, smoking marijuana, doing any kind of drugs. So thankfully over the years, you know, being 47 now, I have learned some lessons that way, is to not push it. I mean, why make things worse? So no, I never did any of those things. I've managed to maintain my composure somewhat, because I have no choice, because if I lose my composure, it literally feels like things are gonna spin out of control. And that to me is like, it's like death. It's a panic attack and it feels like death. So my circumstances may not be as bad as I think, but when your body is physically, mentally exhausted and your nervous system is shot, at that point you've gone into trauma. I think it's safe to say that it's physical and mental trauma. And at the worst of it, it doesn't even feel like God is there. You're just kind of coasting along. And this is the times when the enemy wants you to lose complete hope. And I have not did that. I'm just riding the wave and trying to get out. Because you're really inside something. You're inside a dark realm. It's caused by, like I said, a number of factors, and you got to bide your time and wait. You know, like keep eating healthy. As a bodybuilder, keep getting in all your meals, keep staying hydrated. And the best I could do is today, because I was sitting there for about an hour trying to decide whether I should train back, and I wasn't feeling it yet, and it's still cold out. I mean, it's gloomy, not getting a lot of sun, so it's not like I could be sitting outside all day and tanning and soaking up the rays, and I mean, I guess I don't want to be in complete solitude and isolate myself to the point where I'm in the bush. And that might be okay for a period of time right now, but I think I've already had enough solitude being at home alone for so many days, going on to weeks and even months, that just to have some action around me, a little bit of action with people, enough stimulation. Definitely doesn't help pass the entire day. I mean, I got a long ways to go, but and I mean, it's not like I'm going to go to the mall and spend money, to kill some void, because we all should know that spending money doesn't help anything. It's a temporary distraction. A lot of things are temporary distractions, whether it be sex, porn, movies, sports. Let's just put it this way, everything is temporary, but some of these are temporary little distractions that keep us busy throughout the day. Especially, I mean, if you got lots of time on your hands, like if you're laid off like I am. I mean, one thing is when you're working, it's a whole other ballgame. It's a different type of battle. It all seems to be some sort of a battle lately, whether here nor there, or up or down, or left or right. It all seems to be that we're in, and I'm aware of it. It seems to be like spiritual warfare is laying down thick, and this is warfare between the devil and God, and the angels and the demons, that we don't actually see it the way the Bible and Revelations describes it. And if a lot of you believe that we're in these end times right now, listening to Revelations and some of the other books in the Bible, it does describe these beasts and demons and angels. And you got to think all that's going on in the spiritual realm. And, you got to consider that as a factor of being affected. I mean, it's easy enough to say, just got to have faith and you just got to pray, but I mean, yeah, you could do those things, but you're not always going to get what you need when you want it. We have to suffer. There's no way around it. So, I've been working on the truck a little bit here and there. I got some nice brand new headlights put in, not just the bulbs, but the whole headlights, nice and brand new and shiny. And I fixed the rust above the wheel well in the back end there, and I took out the wood liner that was in the truck bed that was all rotten, so I took all that out. So I think that contributed to a little bit of my overtraining as I spent a whole day working on the truck like hardcore, you know, like wasn't easy ripping out that truck box. I had to get a metal grinder and grind down the bolts because it was literally bolted right into the bottom of the truck, and I spent hours underneath the truck trying to unscrew it with a wrench, and I don't have any power tools, so I ended up just getting metal cutters, or not metal cutters, but ended up getting an electric metal cutter, the spinning wheel on it, and cutting through the bolts. I got that off. So my next little project on the truck's going to be removing all the old bolts around the rims, and then I can do that with the truck sitting. I don't have to jack it up. I can do that with my crowbar, and then putting in new chrome ones. They're about this long, with a closed head, you know, going around, because usually there would be a cap on there covering those bolts, but a lot of times those caps get stolen. So just some nice chrome lug nuts I'm putting on there. So that'll be another job, and it is a 2000 Chevy Silverado 1500, and if you have a Chevy Silverado 1500 and your bumper is crooked or something, or it's hanging low, there's a little, if you look just beside your tire on the front end, there's a metal support beam, and it's right in around your tire, and it's kind of got a curve like this, and it attaches your bumper to the frame of your truck. And so I needed to raise my bumper up about 2 inches because it was sagging on one side and the other side was up nice and tight. So I got my my jack underneath there, and I jacked it up, and I googled this, I went on YouTube to figure this out. Jacked it up, till there's so much weight on this little support beam that holds the bumper to the frame that it actually bends. It allows it to bend just enough for the bumper to bend up into place. So I did that, and my next shot here, I'll show you guys a little bit with the truck here, and you know, before it was the van. If you go back to my earlier videos, I was doing a lot of work on my van. It really kind of took me into my own space and time. Artistically, I am an artist, so I like to do cosmetic things on my vehicles. And obviously bodybuilding is an artistic sport. It's like carving a chunk of cement or granite or whatever kind of material you're using into a sculpture. So as a bodybuilder, we try to sculpt ourselves. We have a visual of how we want to look and what we need to add or subtract, or, you know, whether we need to lose fat or gain a little muscle here, or, you know, how much we're weighing in at and how strong we're getting. So it's all part of it. You know, it's an artistic sport. A lot of people don't realize the heavy, intense training that goes along with it, because all they're seeing is pictures of bodybuilders, or they're seeing bodybuilders upstage and posing, and they think it's some sort of a glamour show or some sort of sexual thing where, you know, you get the women and they're like, oh, I don't like that, that's too much, you know, well, no, it doesn't matter what you think, because it's not about your sexual preference or what you think a man should look like. This is an extreme sport of bodybuilding, so you take your body to the extreme. Okay. I've gotten a lot of that through my life with women, you know, and I've kicked them out of my house because they're flipping through my bodybuilding magazines and, that's gross. Like, you know what? You're just insulting everything I stand for. There's the door, leave. I have zero tolerance for bullshit these days, because people are opinionated and you can't change their mind, and I don't want to. I don't want to put that energy into trying to make somebody think a different way. though, it's like buy. It's very hard, difficult these days to find like-minded people. And if you're not like-minded, fine, but keep your opinions and your rude comments to yourself. Oh, but I'm entitled to my opinion. No, my dad always said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Zip it. Because your opinion doesn't do anything except make you look like a devil. It's a narcissistic trait, and it's meant to manipulate and control, and to have it's meant to take our own emotions and forfeit them onto another person, to try to make that other person feel bad by some sort of harsh opinion about something. And it definitely doesn't come from God. Not everything that comes out of our mouths is smart or wise. We have to keep forgiving people and having empathy on them, because as prideful or as big as somebody thinks they are, as a Christian and God-minded, you see through that facade. You see through that front. And some of the best people out there are the ones that are down on their luck and have become humbled and are reaching out there and constantly reaching out for God every day. We've gotten past all that point of anger and bitterness and opinionated to where we're just we want to be love. We want to reach out for love. We want to be surrounded by love. We want wisdom. We want to learn how to live more joyfully in and amongst the chaos. Learn how to live more joyously in and amongst the chaos. Simple thing being said is that, hey, here I am at this park. This can add a little bit of joy to my day. So be it. Peace.